Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the United States and the world of misinformation. You're being completely misinformed because there's a lot of super rich billionaires that sent probably about 95% of the doctors to school through all of these NGO programs and college programs. Harvard bringing in foreigners into the country and putting them through school. You got corrupt lawyers, judges, doctors, and every one of them are ignoring what's happening in the world, and they're doing it on purpose. You try to show them the geoengineering programs. Oh, that's a conspiracy. Really. I've been looking at the sky for 60 years, never seen anything like that. But it's all a conspiracy. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is that I constantly look on the internet and I see hundreds of posts about black German Shepherds. I'm a member of a black German Shepherd club. And and all of them are getting exactly what my dog got. Okay, my dog's skin looked like leather, mosquitoes, uh, flies, leishmaniasis, all kind of things that are happening. The radiation, the deciduous red blood cells that are being sprayed by air by Bill and Melinda Gates and the Rockefellers and all these super rich people. The local mosquito abatement is vaccinating you by air. They're releasing mosquitoes that have West Nile virus. Okay. So now, one of the things unique about a black dog is they absorb radiation. Now, if you don't believe me, I want you to go buy a black car if you don't own one already. And I want you on a hot southern day like today was, very hot. I want you to go take your pants down and sit your ass on that car and watch how fast you jump off that car. You will have a third-degree burn on your behind or your hand or whatever the hell. Black absorbs radiation. So they are cranking up the radiation. Whether it's your Nexrad, Gwen, HARP, HAARP, you might want to look that up, Hyperactive Aurora Research Projects. They have satellite systems. There's hundreds of books on satellite terrorism, okay? Even Elon Musk has these satellite systems. They can point these things at your house, and they have microwave cameras. Don't tell me that they don't have microwave cameras that can see through your house. I have two people that I know very well that actually get contracts with the CIA, intelligence agencies, and they install these microwave cameras on cell towers. Matter of fact, I was with a guy one day that directly works for the CIA, and I helped him install one of these cameras. This was many years ago to see through a ship. There's rice ships that come into Lake Charles, and they want to be able to count how many people that are coming in and out of the ship. Now, they're putting these things on your house to view into your house. Now, if you are a Republican and you support Donald Trump, they will point these microwave cameras at your house, and especially if you have a black dog, okay? This dog will start itching its ass off. I noticed when I turn on the Wi-Fi, my dog would start itching immediately, especially when you turn on the hotspot. And nowadays, the Wi-Fi systems are tied to the microwave cameras to where they're intercepting all of your uploads and shadow banning you. So this is when the radiation gets very strange. There is a software application that they can put into the computer that you think that you're on your own Wi-Fi and you're not. You're actually being linked to a microwave camera that is intercepting all your uploads. They're shadow banning you to make sure that you don't have any free speech. Now, there's all kind of techniques in doing this. I've had computers that were stolen by my own sister, and they would load all this spyware into it. And then when you turn on the computer, all of a sudden you feel a beam of radiation hitting you. And I mean, it's powerful. And if you don't feel it, you're an idiot. Okay. Now, the more processed food you eat, especially candy, cookies, fast food, they put what they call nanotechnology in that food, heavy metals, and that makes it even worse. Your food, your dog food, is filled with these parasites, and it's also filled with all of this heavy metals and processed food and chemicals that actually make, these chemicals are trying to get out of your dog's skin. Dog goes outside, it starts sweating. the chemicals are on there. Here's another thing. Mosquito abatement flies by. This is one of the main things. They will spray deciduous red blood cells on your dog. What they're trying to do, I want you to look up xenotransplantation. One of the things they're trying to do is make every human, through the COVID vaccines, be half man, half pig. They're giving you pig DNA. They're altering your DNA through the radiation and the deciduous red blood cells that Bill Gates is spraying. And you can all you got to do is look up. There's none up there today, but you look up and you will see the spraying. It's been going on. I've been filming it since 2010, and I've been called every conspiracy name in the book, crazy man, blah, blah, blah. I'm this, I'm that. You're crazy. That's not happening. Nobody's doing this. Now states are passing laws. Florida passed a very strict law. Louisiana passed some laws. Tennessee passed some very strict laws. Okay, so it's on the books. There's a really big website, geoengineeringwatch.org. The guy does a radio show every Saturday night, every Sunday, and you can watch it. Very educational. The guy is from a solar radiation management company. So he used to do solar panels, and he was noticing how your solar panels are not picking up the amount of wattage that they should. You'll buy a 300-watt solar panel, and you'll pick up 150 watts on it because of the solar radiation management program's stratospheric aerosol injection. They call it geoengineering. Some people call it slang chemtrails, but you don't want to call it that because there's no such term in the dictionary. The military uses stratospheric aerosol injection solar radiation management. So when you say they're spraying chemtrails, they will immediately tell you that it's a conspiracy theory because chemtrails is a conspiracy theory. But when you say, what about stratospheric aerosol injection, geoengineering, solar radiation management, okay, then they're caught because they can't deny it because they fund it through the Paris Accord and many NGOs and all these things. They're talking, I don't know, it's all over the internet that they're about to arrest a lot of these NGOs. And you'll find out that the same people that are spraying the chemicals on you are the same people that went to Epstein Island, pedophiles. They're all pedophiles. They're all human traffickers. They're black market organ harvesters. These are people that want to convert your DNA to pig DNA so you can take the mark of the beast, which is pig, and all this stuff. So let's get back to the German Shepherd. Okay, a black dog is, I don't care if you got a black lab, it doesn't freaking matter. Okay, it is going to absorb the radiation and it is going to itch its damn skin off. So right after my dog died, my other dog was suffering from extreme depression. I was, of course, suffering from extreme depression. I was so attached to my black German Shepherd. It was like a part of my body became missing, and I was really pissed off at my sisters because they're stealing my money. They won't give me my house, stealing my car. I have no transportation. And I had to sit here and watch my dog die because I didn't have the money because they've been stealing all my money. They won't let me rent my property. So they murdered my dog, and I will hold them responsible for that. So I could have saved my dog if everything was different, if I wasn't being money laundered, racketeering, embezzled by my family. And one of the reasons why this is happening is because I'm educated on what the hell's going on. I'm also part of the O blood types that they're making xenotransplantation on. And I am telling you, you are being genetically altered by this radiation, period. When they had pyramids, they were doing the same thing thousands of years ago. So probably about 2,000 years ago, they had pyramids all over the place, and the pyramids were doing the same thing. They were put on latitude, longitude lines of the earth. They were absorbed. They were carrying not only hydrogen power but solar power. They were doing all kind of things. Okay, and also they were emitting radiation. Now, here's another thing: they put acoustic changers in your electric grid. BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, all of these corrupt corporations that are tied into xenotransplantation, they're doing what they call acoustic changers. Now, don't tell me they're not doing this because I've seen the people in hurricanes that work for the power companies talk about these acoustic changers and how they take up so much more power. That's why your electric bill's going up. So you're paying for your own destruction. And anybody that understands acoustics, your whole body is acoustic, okay? The moon, the sun, and the earth is a natural circadian rhythm. You're supposed to live in the visible light spectrum. You can probably live to 1,000 years if you live within that light spectrum. Okay, if you're inside, if you're above it or below it is microwaves, above it is gamma rays. Okay, anything above the visible light spectrum is poison. You are killing yourself. They are killing you. And it's a slow kill. It is a horrible death, and it is affecting your skin more than anything. Now, you imagine black people. They're killing black people too. I will guarantee you, if you do the stats on black people with skin problems, I will promise you that it's off the charts. Okay. I have a white dog and a black dog. The white dog doesn't suffer near as much as a black dog. Okay. Just like if you have a white car, it is cooler in the sun than a black car. Everybody knows this common sense because the sun is a radiation emitter. Okay. These cell towers are radiation emitters, your Wi Fi systems, your smart meters, your XM radio, your satellite systems. You have no idea how much radiation. If you could actually see the radiation in the air like cats and certain animals can do, look at there, I got a fish strike there. You would actually want to move to the desert. Remember, the Bible talks about Jesus going to the desert, Noah going to the desert, and all this shit. Well, this technology's been existing for thousands of years, guys. This is nothing new. What is old is new. It's coming back. We're entering into the days of Noah to where they're manipulating the weather. And then, of course, you get the historical story about God was angry. Yeah, the devil God was angry because you got to understand something. These people sacrifice children. They drink baby blood so that they can get knowledge from the dark side. Okay. You have no idea what is going on in America. There is so much Satanism going on. And by the way, when they put a pig liver and kidney in you, you're going to have the mark of the beast in you. I don't think the mark of the beast is a central banking system. I think that's part of it. But I'm going to tell you what, you're not going to get a chip put in you unless you can accept in your body can accept animal DNA. This is why they claim that you have a rhesus factor positive. Why is it so important for them to experiment on me? Because I'm rhesus negative. I don't have a monkey gene. So it's very important. But the cool thing about me is God gave us the ability to heal everybody. Rh negative blood type O, I can put my blood in anybody and it transfuse. Okay. And this is what people are interested in drinking too. Adrenochrome, trust me, they love the Rh negative because they have a high copper content. They're more psychic. Listen, there's so many unique qualities about Rh negative people. So I'm not going to get into everything. No, we're not lizard people. No, we didn't come from an alien from another planet. No, we're not. No, listen, we're actually the ancient species like the dire wolf. Okay. So we're the oldest species. We probably lived in the city of Atlantis where we were separated from all the wars and famine and hunger and nuclear bombs. And if you don't think they had nuclear bombs going back to ancient times, you are a fool because they've already tested the soil. This is all being hidden from you. Nuclear bombs definitely went off. That's why you have deserts. Okay. That's why John Wayne goes into the desert in Utah and everybody on the set gets cancer. Okay. So they start blowing fans to simulate a windstorm. And next thing you know, all that nuclear shit flies in their face and everybody dies of cancer. And then they have to give John Wayne some serious medications to keep him alive, hormone replacement, all kind of crap. So don't tell me that this stuff is not real. Okay. So you are being lied to on a massive scale about everything that you ever learned. And then your veterinarian's going to tell you your dog have allergies. Okay, keep doing that because that's what the vet told me. Oh, they have allergies. Okay. No, they don't, because when you test the blood, they got all kind of spike proteins. They got all kind of spikes in their white blood cell count. Your dog literally has cancer because radiation causes cancer. It's got skin cancer is what it is. And it grows a parasite just like a tree when it's exposed to radiation starts getting bugs because its immune system can't fight off the bugs. People say, oh, look, pine beetles are eating the pine tree. Well, the pine tree has its own defense system. It emits chemicals when the pine beetles land on it, that thing starts attacking that tree. When it's healthy, attacks the pine beetles. And the pine beetles say, well, shit, I can't eat this tree. Now, if a tree is being exposed to radiation, it's in a direct line of sight of a microwave camera, guess what? The pine beetles will eat that damn tree. Okay. So don't tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. Now, of course, this is for entertainment purposes only, and I'm not a doctor, so don't listen to anything that I have to say. Wink, wink. Okay, so whatever. If you don't want to believe me, that my black dog died of Bill Gates, not only the upper stratosphere spraying of poisons where all the mold and funguses is coming down on your grass. You're walking in the grass every morning. The dog's licking its shit and it's getting all this mold and fungus in its bloodstream. Not only that, you got people like P. Diddy and my sister Cindy putting mold in your house to see if see if you die from the mold. And that's how people died of COVID. Okay. COVID symptoms, if they put that mold that develops in a human body, and by the way, Cindy's getting this from the medical industry. Okay. And it's also a biological weapon that they used in Vietnam, Afghanistan. So anyway, it's a mold that they'll spray it, they'll put it in a dripper, whatever. I caught Cindy red-handed. Cindy, if you're listening, and I know you are, I caught you red-handed. I have you on video putting that shit in my house. And also you worked at FedEx and you were opening my packages and putting that shit in the packages, okay? And that's one of the things that killed Mimi. She was licking that mold and fungus and it got into her digestive system. So, and I fought my ass off trying to keep my dog alive. She was probably going to die a long time ago. And then when my sister lied to the coroner's office, which is the second time she had me arrested falsely, so that she can kidnap my mom and take over my mom's finances and steal my house and all the shit that St. Tammany Parish judges and lawyers are constantly doing. Listen, guys, we've got recorded documents that spread all over the United States of judges, the same judge that put me in a mental institution, that they were forging titles of people who didn't have families. We got a guy named Mark Abear running around killing people in St. Tammany Parish, stealing titles, houses, cars, and all kind of shit like that. So, and it's tied to a bank in the UK, which is tied to Bill and Melinda Gates again. So not only is Bill and Melinda Gates killing everybody with all this shit, but he's also stealing your fucking house. And it's tied to Hillary Clinton. It's tied to Kamala Harris. It's tied to Nancy Pelosi. It's called Habitat Incorporated. It's kind of like Habitat for Humanity, right? And it's a UK bank that is not only, listen, the judges are getting kickbacks if they throw somebody in a mental institution from Medicaid. They're getting kickbacks from this UK banking system. There's all kind of money being laundered, just like a doctor gets big money. I know a doctor personally that gets $400,000 a year if he vaccinates a certain percentage of the children that come into his office. It's a fact. And he's got two offices, so he's getting $800,000 a year. So he builds him a fancy ass house, and buys a yacht because he's vaccinating people. So he's tied to Bill Gates and he's fucking vaccinating people, killing fucking people. He's destroying their DNA, the radiation emitters, altering your DNA. And next thing you know, I used to date a girl and she'd laugh and she'd go, ah ha ha. And I'd go, oh my God, please don't do that. I mean, what are you trying to tell me, that you're a pig? Very attractive girl. Oh my God, when she did that, my whole sexual drive just took a dive. I don't want to have sex with no pig. And that's what they're doing. They're making you half pig, half human. If you think I'm kidding you, then. And then at the same time, they want you to eat bugs and all kind of processed food and shit like that, because pigs can eat all that shit. Pigs can eat anything. So they want you to consume poison, processed food, chemicals. They want you to have pig DNA, guys. They want you to have a pig enzymes in your stomach. They want you to be able to take pig body parts, because I think a pig has 4 babies a year. Yeah, they can have 4 litters, 3 litters, something like that. I mean, so they can massively produce babies, and they can just start installing pig kidneys and livers and shit in your body, and next thing you know, you're going to transform into a fucking pig. So, if that's not the mark of the beast, I don't know what is. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you got a black dog, I am telling you, your dog doesn't have allergies. For entertainment purposes only, I'm not a doctor, so don't take my advice. Your dog doesn't have allergies. For entertainment purposes only, don't take my advice. I'm not a doctor. Your dog doesn't have allergies. For entertainment purposes only, don't take my advice. I'm not a doctor. Now, if they want to cut that out, go ahead and do that. But anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, your dog doesn't have allergies. Okay? Your dog is being radiated to death. It is feeling the radiation. And when they point microwave cameras spying on you, You know, I had a forensic psychologist that got paid a brand new Mercedes to say that I was crazy and psychosis. And I had another one that come from North Carolina where they're really doing xenotransplantation, and they had a laboratory down the street to where they were testing the COVID vaccines and all kind of shit on animals. Now, let me tell you something about the COVID vaccine. The COVID vaccine is tied to xenotransplantation. No question about that. These are going to create spike proteins that is going to allow the radiation to mutate your genome. I'm telling you, they're mutating you. So they want you to be able to accept pig body parts. It's big money for them in the future. This is why Bill Gates wants the population down to about 300 million. And the 300 million that they want to continue to live are going to have the mark of the beast. They're going to be half human, half pig. Now, I actually dated a girl one time that kind of looked like a pig. I'm not even joking. She had a pig nose. It bothered me. Other than that, she was attractive. But I mean, I tried to overlook it, but I kept seeing pig. And I constantly see Southern women that look like pigs. They're not only fat and pig-like, but when you look at their face, they actually have a nose like a pig. And I'm telling you, you can actually see the transformation if you just really pay attention. Go to Walmart. Pay attention to what's going on. You wonder why they don't care if you're obese? Okay, pigs are obese. Here's another thing about a pig. You throw a pig in the wild and you starve it to death. You know what it does? It actually transforms into a monster. It turns into a wild boar. It grows tusks. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you want to grow tusks? Here's another thing. They put these genetically altering chemicals underneath your bed to poison you, and your teeth fall out. Well, guess what happens to the pig? The teeth transform. Okay. So if your teeth are falling out because of the pesticide spraying, the mosquito abatement, the deciduous red blood cells, the barium, strontium, the aluminum that they're spraying on you to dumb you down and make you crazy, the radiation that's frying your brain every night, the MK Ultra shit, the mind control. They actually have directed energy weapons that they beam into your fucking head, and they can control your dreams. So if you're having weird dreams, you might want to find out if there's radiation being pointed at your house. There's ways to protect the radiation from coming into your house. And I know that my sister has spent thousands of dollars trying to protect the radiation coming into her house. So when she calls me a crazy person, well, I guess you're crazy too, Cindy. So I'm right. If you have a black dog, the Chinese think black dogs are bad luck. So, but I don't believe that. But if you have a black dog, that thing is absorbing radiation, and you have to protect it from the radiation. And there's ways to protect it. Okay. You don't want your Wi-Fi on 24 hours a day, number one. Number two, if you post videos like I post on the internet, they will point microwave cameras at your house and call you a terrorist. Okay? Because you're telling the truth. If Jesus Christ was on the earth today, he would be called a terrorist. They'd be pointing microwave cameras at his house, and that's why he wouldn't be living in one place, in one location. He'd be barefooted, walking around with leather sole sandals connected to the Schumann cavity resonance of Mother Earth and the natural Akkadianic rhythm, so that he can be a spiritual person and that he can communicate with God. When you're tied to microwaves, scalar waves, all these radiation emitting things, there, you can pray all you want, but there's no God communication. Now, of course, if you go to a mental institution and you tell somebody, "Hey, I'm talking to God, I'm talking to a TV," they'll never let you out. Okay, so, but television programming the mind is part of MK Ultra. So if you don't believe in MK Ultra, then I guess you don't believe that there's a such thing as a television. It's not truth vision. And then they call it programming. What the hell are they programming? Well, they're just like they call the word government, governing of the mental, the new test of the mental, religion. Everything's about the mental elements. There's 164 trace elements that get fried in your body, that your body needs when you're exposed to microwave. Therefore, you're starving to death. And then they got synthetic vitamins for you to take. So, and that's going to kill you too. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't get rid of Bill Gates and expose everything that that the Rockefeller Foundation, World Health Organization, NIH, if you don't expose what they're doing and stop it, then you're all going to die. You understand this? You're all going to die very soon. If your dog is getting that sick because of what I'm telling you, you are next on the list. Okay? You are very, very much next. There's another reason why people are painting their roofs blue, because they're burning people's houses down with directed energy weapons. So if you don't believe in do weapons and you think it's a conspiracy theory, then please don't watch my videos, because you're a complete and utter moron that refuses to care about anything but your damn self, your job, and your money and your house note. And you don't really give a shit about nothing. Go watch your football game and go eat your Doritos toxic, poisonous potato chips. I don't know what to tell you, but if you don't understand what's going on, then there's no way of saving yourself. There's no way. And now Bill Gates is actually vaccinating your plants, genetically altering your plants. This is another thing, and it's past. He's doing it. So you're going to be, one of the things that saved you in this shit is vegetables. Okay, now you had to wash the vegetables because they'd put sex wax on the shit. So you got to get rid of the sex wax that preserves the vegetables, because they're shipping the shit from China. But China has been genetically altering your vegetables for years. That's why, listen, one of the things that drives your hormones is grapes. So they took the seeds out of the grapes. The seed is what makes the hormones that make your ass horny. I remember when I was I was dating this girl when I was like 18 years old. Her and I would just eat grapes, and next thing you know, we'd have the best sex ever. I mean, oysters and you try oysters and grapes, but now the oysters, that's poisonous too. So you got, because your rivers, your lakes are all toxic. So you're not getting any hormones anymore. And then Obama, he passed all kind of laws to where your health food industry is only putting about 10% of the ingredients of what they used to put. Listen, when I was working out in the gym before they poisoned me with all these fucking vaccines, flu shots and Walgreens and Cox Enterprise doing experiments on you. And as soon as I got these shots, I was absolutely, my body changed. I didn't work out. My sex drive went down. Listen, if you have a low sex drive, that means you got low hormones. And then they want you to take baby growth hormones from dead babies. Okay, you don't want to take that shit. There's plenty of growth hormones that they can make with plants, but they don't want to do that. They want to genetically alter the plants to where there's no growth hormones. Okay. So they don't want you to eat, so now he is actually going through the farmers, and they're spraying shit on the plants that is also, that means that you're not going to be able to buy vegetables to heal your body anymore. You better do something about Bill Gates, the pedophile that went to Epstein Island, that funded the xenotransplantation, the vaccinating. The reason why they want to vaccinate you is mostly xenotransplantation. I'm telling you. They want to put pig body parts in you, just like the Bible says. A pig is a dirty animal. It's unclean. And you cannot go to heaven when you're unclean. You cannot. So they're turning you into pigs, guys. Now, there's a story in the Bible to where they turned humans into pigs. You might want to read that. Jesus quoted in himself. They turn the humans into pigs in the Bible. Now, what I'm telling you, everything that I'm telling you is in the Bible. Nimrod shot arrows at God. That's directed energy weapons. Built the Tower of Babel. Well, that's the pyramids and the fucking cell towers. It's the same story, guys. You're just not paying attention. The days of Noah, where the flood waters come. I watch NASA pump massive water vapor every day into the air to where your TV antenna doesn't even work. There's so much chemicals in these massive clouds that they're pumping up into the air, and your TV doesn't work anymore. I mean, it's always static, constantly. So, and that means that there's chemicals and nanotechnology and metals, heavy metals in the clouds. Okay. Water vapor clouds do not disrupt your TV antenna, people. Okay. I can sit here and watch these Gwen and Harp towers. These they actually make lightning. Okay, so they're pulsing radiation, and if you're around that tower within a mile or so, you're being radiated to death. So you'll see it's got fake lightning. You know, lightning used to come from the sky when I was a kid. Now it comes from a cell tower. And I filmed it hundreds of times and showed people. But people just don't care. It's like Jesus carrying the cross. People just they don't give a shit. They just go out in the thing and kind of like Mardi Gras and start spitting on people. They don't give a shit. They just believe whatever the media tells them, and they're programmed. And they if you tell them the truth, they don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear that. Don't put that on my email. Don't put that on my text. Because for some reason, they want to live in this half man, half pig world. I don't want to. I don't care. Kill me. I don't want to be a half man, half pig. Okay. And they're very, like I said, they're very interested in the O blood types because we don't have animal DNA. We don't. And if you notice how the intelligence agencies have been rounding up Rh negative people through false arrest, same thing they do. And listen, not only will they false arrest you, but they'll steal your house too. So if you get in your house or your property or your car stolen, like I am, then you know that you're being targeted by the government and intelligence agencies for experimental purposes. So they think it's very important that everybody take the mark of the beast and get some pig kidneys, and we genetically alter humans to become half man, half pig. They think this is, the intelligence agency thinks this is very important and that we should protect Bill Gates and the Clintons and all this shit. We should protect these people. And no one's talking about the real reason for the COVID vaccine. No one. Or the flu shot. There's no difference between the flu shot and COVID vaccine, guys. I'm sorry. And then nobody's talking about the mold that they're spraying from the airplanes, and they're telling people to put this shit in your house. Look at this. I got some doves. Look at this. Ain't that cool? You see the doves on the camera? I don't know if the camera's picking them up. I must have scared them off. The other day I had some wood ducks in my pond. So cool. So beautiful. I wish the world was the way it was when I was a kid. Wow. I just remember it. And I'm telling you, all the animals are dead, guys. I grew up wandering in these woods when I was a kid. You have no idea how much depletion of the animal wildlife that has been done. I used to go scuba diving on Lake Pontchartrain. That is a cesspool of sewage, and China is the one that destroyed it. Okay, dredging oysters. So you have no idea how much. When you dug a pond like this, you would get fish eggs that would fall out of the sky because we had normal water vapor. Now we don't. We got man-made water vapor. So you're not getting fish in your ponds from the egrets that come in the pond, and they carry some of the fish eggs on their feet. And there's all kind of ways that so you could just dig a pond, and next thing you know, you got hundreds of perch in your pond, crappie. Not anymore, guys. I think I had one crappie in the pond, and when it snowed with all the chemical snow, see, the snow is not what's killing. The freeze is not what's killing. This is you need to go to Dane Wigington's site. This is man-made snow. Okay, it's called ice nucleation. So this will kill your fish. Now, typically, the fish know how to get away from the snow. They know how to go in the dirt and dig a little hole and keep themselves warm. But this is chemical poisoning. Okay. So the fish is not dying from the snow, people. Your plants are not dying from the snow. It's dying from the ice nucleation chemicals. Okay, I lost all my aloe vera plants, everything. So it's just not normal what's happening. And the only plants that are really surviving, and they're barely surviving, are the ones that are genetically altered. So, and a lot of your trees are, people don't even realize most of your trees are genetically altered. A pine tree is a genetically altered evergreen. So you need to wake up. This is happening. And let's get back to the dog. If you got a black dog, it doesn't have allergies. Of course, I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me. And this is for entertainment purposes only. But I'm not a doctor. But I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. I'm going to be like a robot. Okay. So you might want to research it. That's all I'm trying to tell you. And if you don't give a shit about your dog, then don't do it. I guess you're a dog abuser. But I constantly see black dogs with the same leathering of the skin. And also, you might want to pay attention to who's cleaning your house, who's coming in your house. There's so many. The CIA has so many spies, like my sister Cindy, okay? They're recruited because they got problems with, they were arrested, they were compromised, they come from another country. You know, you might have somebody coming into your house putting some type of toxic chemicals in your house, okay? Because you have no idea how many, how much money Doge found out that's going to private people that are actually working for this corruption, like my sister Cindy and Patty, and they're actually helping the pedophiles cover up the fact that they're pedophiles, human traffickers, sacrificing children, drinking blood, creating steroids out of their hormones, butchering them for their body parts for black market organ harvesting. And while they're trying to make you to be a half man, half pig, and all of this stuff is bothering your dogs. Your dogs are getting sick. Your dogs are dying. And if your dogs are dying, you're very soon going to be next. God bless. I love you all. Entertainment purposes only.